Hey ghouls and gals, welcome back to my channel. My name is Taylor and today's video is going to be a discussion of some of the books that come out in June of 2025 that I am really looking forward to. We are going to be doing something a little bit different in this one. I don't think you'll notice as much as like my internal monologue is saying that everyone will notice, but I have noticed that recently a lot of books that I have been picking up, the synopsis are far too long. The synopsises talk about what happens in the book. Obviously, they're to get you to pick up the book. They're like the equivalent of a movie trailer. However, I will read these plot synopses and they will mention things that don't happen until 60, 70, 80% of the book in, and I don't want that. I don't want that in a reading experience. It takes the enjoyment away from at least me. So I hope we'll see how this goes if everyone decides that, you know, we want the longer explanations, because I did used to read a summary of every single book. If we all decide we like that more, we can go back to that, but we're just going to try this out for June and see how just these little blurbs and snippets work for us, because for me, I like to go in knowing obviously like what I'm getting into, what genre it is, what the core plot is going to be, and maybe what themes are going to be discussed. But other than that, I don't want a lot of details. When I see a synopsis that is about 5 paragraphs long, that's far too long for me. So we'll see how it goes. Let's just go ahead and get into it. I will have the book information listed on the screen with me as I talk about these books, and of course in the description box as well. So let's get started. The first release date that I'm going to be talking about is June 3rd, and the first book that I'm going to be talking about is The Ghostwriter by Julie Clark. Ghostwriter Olivia Dumont has spent her entire professional life hiding the fact she is the only child of legendary horror author Vincent Taylor, who is famous not only for his novels but also a very dark and sordid past as well. As she is struggling with her own financial difficulties, she reluctantly agrees to ghostwrite her father's last book and has to grapple not only with that but the ghosts of his past. So I have read from this author before, and they always had more of a thriller spin than a horror spin. I'm interested to see if this one stays more thrillery or if it leans into horror territory. The next book that is coming out June 3rd is Meet Me at the Crossroads by Megan Giddings. This is a dazzling novel about two brilliant sisters and what happens to their undeniable bond when a mysterious and possibly perilous new world beckons. One ordinary summer morning, the world is changed by the appearance of 7 mysterious doors that seemingly lead to another world, and we are following two sisters as they are exploring both those doors and what the possibility of this other world means for them. Megan Giddings, this one says that it's sci-fi, fantasy, horror, and magical realism, which is a lot, but what I have learned to expect and love from this author is the blend of a very dreamlike and literary and lyrical horror elements, sci-fi elements, but that's just also very beautifully and poignantly told. So definitely looking forward to this portal science fiction literary time. We are now moving on to June 10th and one of my most anticipated reads, and that is Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil by Victoria E. Schwab. And this is a new genre-defying novel about immortality and hunger. We follow 3 different timelines, 3 different women, and it's a queer vampire story. So we have a 1532 timeline, an 1827 timeline, and a 2019 timeline, and they are all going to intersect in some strange fashion. I absolutely loved The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, and this one feels like it is going to play with time in a sort of similar way. So I am really looking forward to this one. Y'all know, if you've watched any of my videos before, I love a vampire novel, and this just seems like a chunky vampire novel that travels through large spaces of time, which is what I absolutely absolutely love to see. Next up, we have The Bachelorette Party by Camilla Sten, and this one is one that looks like it's going to be a thriller. It's also genre tagged as romance, but I don't see anything hinting to romance in here, so I think that is a mistake. I think this is going to be like a mystery thriller, and we follow 4 friends who meet on a remote craggy island every single year. However, during one of these trips, these 4 women vanish, they disappear, they're never seen from again. 10 years later, we are following a main character who is very obsessed and consumed with this case and has just always wondered what happened to the women, would love to solve this mystery on her own. And when her best friend decides to have her bachelorette trip at this same island where these women went missing, our main character figures it is a great opportunity to try and solve this mystery. So I've really enjoyed this author's work before. The Lost Village in particular was a great thriller slash horror book that had some creepy, chilling moments. So definitely looking forward to checking this one out. The next book coming out the 10th is King of Ashes by S.A. Cosby, and this is a Godfather-inspired Southern crime epic and dazzling family drama. So this story starts with the death of this family's patriarch. That was a tragic car accident. The siblings all come together to grieve for their father, and they realize that it may not have been an accident. And these siblings start to uncover that they are potentially intertwined with a grand conspiracy or potentially a criminal organization. And it looks like we're primarily following the oldest brother Roman, and he will do absolutely anything, and he means anything to save his family. I have been meaning to pick up an S.A. Cosby book for a while. It is honestly a crime that I haven't, and I feel like this Southern family saga could be a great way to start reading this author's work because I have just heard such wonderful things about his books. The next book that comes out the 10th is This Is Not a Ghost Story by Amerie. This is a satirical adult debut that tells the story of a Black man who walks into the light to find himself in Los Angeles, where he becomes an instant celebrity for being the first visible and verifiable ghost. So we're following John. He is a ghost. He appears back on the earth. He's a verifiable ghost, and exploring his own personal journey of maybe who he is, how he ended up here, how he ended up back here, and then also exploring a society in which we see that there is an actual ghost, proof of the afterlife right in front of us. So this one sounds very, very intriguing. It's speculative fiction, literary fiction, paranormal. It's a gorgeous, tender story of hope, sacrifice, and what it means to be human. So this one sounds very intriguing, very unique. Cannot wait to get to it. Next up, coming out the 10th, we have an author that I have read from before, Kate Elliott. That would be The Witch Roads. This is The Witch Roads #1. It's the start of a new fantasy series. I love the cotton candy sky vibes of this cover. Status is hereditary, class is bestowed, trust must be earned. There is a journey, a prince who is not adhering to advice of his advisors, and it looks like a ragtag group of individuals from various walks of life have to team up together and go on a journey that is fraught with danger together. This is epic high fantasy. This also says it's science fiction fantasy, so I'm really intrigued by that. This one is one that I want to put on my radar. I probably won't pick it up for a while because I am currently reading my way through, I want to say, The Crown of Stars. It starts with King's Dragon. That series, I'm really loving it. It is such an immersive fantasy world that I am loving, so I cannot wait when I am finally eventually done with that series to dive into another Kate Elliott epic fantasy series. Next up, also in the fantasy sphere, coming out June 10th, we have 6 Wild Crowns. This is Queens of Elbin, book #1 by Holly Race. The cover on this one I absolutely love. This is a captivating epic fantasy filled with dragons, court politics, and sapphic yearning, perfect for fans of the Priory of the Orange Tree and the House of the Dragon. And this is also apparently inspired by King Henry and all of his wives and Tudor history. So Tudor history, plus dragons compared to Prior the Orange Tree. I feel like I could absolutely love this series. I cannot wait to check it out. I'm really fingers crossed that it feels like an immersive historical fiction, and then also adding in dragons. Yeah, I can't wait for this one. We are now moving on to June 17th, and we have The Farmhouse by Chelsea Conradt. And every woman who has lived on this farm has died. Emily has just moved in. We are following main character Emily and her husband Josh, and they move to rural Nebraska for a fresh start. They move into this beautifully serene farmhouse that has some very dark secrets and a very dark past, and Emily starts to feel like as soon as they move in to this farmhouse that something is horribly wrong. Dark things start happening, and she feels like someone or something is watching her from the cornfields. So I am always one who loves a classic haunted house tale, and this one I think it'll be fun with the rural isolated setting, and then also having it be like a farmhouse out in the country is going to really add to the isolation of our main characters. So definitely can't wait to check this one out. In terms of release dates, we are now moving on to June 24th, which is my birthday. So let's talk about these books. The first one is The Compound by Ashlyn Rawle, and this one is a thriller dystopia. You wake up in a compound in the middle of the desert along with 9 other women. All of you are young, all beautiful, all keen to escape. You realize that cameras are tracking your every move, broadcasting to millions of reality TV fans. Soon, 10 men will arrive on foot if they all survive the journey. What do you have to do to win, and what happens to the losers? This is Lord of the Flies meets Love Island, and that is such a delightfully eerie premise. I really like the idea of reality TV horror. So this dystopian reality TV setup sounds like it is going to be such an eerie time, and I cannot wait. Next up, we have Smile for the Cameras by Miranda Smith, a cover that I really love. It's giving vintage VHS vibes. This is about an actress who is desperate to reclaim her fame, but she must survive the real life plot of the horror movie that made her famous. I love, like I just mentioned, I like reality TV horror. I also love movie-centric horror, cursed film horror. That kind of premise is really exciting to me, and I love the cover, the retro vibes. This feels like it could be a perfect summer slasher, because this is about, like, it's a meta kind of commentary about this woman who starred in a slasher movie, and she has to relive that actual plot. So I think this could be like a perfect summerween summer slasher book. And then last but not least, we have The No End House by Jeremy Bates. This is in the tradition of Saw and Eli Roth's Hostel, with the evil supernatural twists of Stephen King, Alma Katsu, and Christopher Golden. 2 strangers unwittingly volunteer for the ultimate haunted house challenge in Barcelona's Gothic quarter. 9 rooms, 9 tests, 1 chance to get out alive. So June 24th is really giving me a lot of releases for my birthday that have to deal with reality TV shows, movies. That concept of filming something horrific that you think is fake but turns out to be very, very real. I absolutely love that. So this is the ultimate haunted house challenge, a crumbling stone mansion nestled in the Gothic quarter of Barcelona. It may be the best kept secret in Europe, a little known attraction featuring 9 escape rooms to explore, 9 puzzles to solve, and a large cash prize. There's just one catch: no one's made it out of the No End House. So I cannot wait to check out that book. But that is going to be the end of this video. Thank you all so much for watching. Definitely let me know down below if you liked this kind of quicker format, or if you'd prefer more detailed synopses of all of these books. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of my content. Stay safe, stay spooky, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye!